Well, that was fast. The West was having fever dreams and fantasies that Putin was about to be overthrown in a civil war. Yes, they called it a civil war, actually. Russia was about to fall. The very same coup strategy that worked in Ukraine in 2014 to install a puppet Western government would also happen in Moscow. NATO would be in control of Russia in a few days with a puppet government. Victoria Nuland would get to pick out a new apartment in Moscow. It was all very convenient. Instead, the coup has collapsed and forces are leaving. Patrick Lancaster just arrived in Rostov-on-Don and filed this report.
I'm Patrick Lancaster, and right now we are in the center of Rostov-on-Don, Russia, with a special update for Redacted. And right behind me, you see a Wagner tank getting ready to leave the city of Rostov. We're in the middle of this for you, to show you exactly what's happening. The forces into Rostov and took control of part of the city here in the very center. Not all the city, but part of it. We've been trying to cover this from a distance as we've been driving 10 hours to get to this place right now to show you what's happening here on the ground, because the Western mainstream media won't. And we're here to see the Wagner forces, the tanks, the trucks, the vans leaving the center here.
Well, that didn't work out like they'd planned. Who was behind it exactly? We can't say for sure. You be the judge. But all the signs point to a highly sophisticated information warfare campaign by the West to help bring down Putin, now that that military spring offensive has failed. Former UN Weapons Inspector Scott Ritter just explained this morning, quote, "This strategy hinged on a very sophisticated information warfare scheme, which simultaneously sought to suppress and discredit narratives which sustained the official position of the Russian government, while building up covert agents of influence within social media outlets deemed to be influential among the Russian public. Using these channels, the pro-Ukrainian practitioners of information war began promulgating narratives intended to highlight the failings of the Russian government, and more specifically, persons close to President Putin who were affiliated with the special military operation. By focusing their angst on what these channels were highlighting as the failures of the SMO, the information warfare practitioners were able to wrap themselves in the mantle of patriotism, claiming only to be looking out for the best interests of Mother Russia, all the while denigrating the character of the constitutional government." That's powerful stuff. And he goes on to say, quote, "Prigozhin's antics, which were played out in intimate detail on social media, caught the attention of pro-Ukrainian information war specialists who began promoting the narrative of Prigozhin, who is a former convict with zero political experience, assuming a leadership position in Russia." And then even CNN had to admit that Prigozhin was an egomaniac.
Prigozhin is, I would say, not just a time bomb, but he's a free-floating electron. He's all over the place. And the ego is off the chart. It's narcissistic.
And the timing is amazing. The Pentagon on Wednesday announced a $6.2 billion accounting error to Ukraine, and then less than 72 hours later, there's a coup against Russia?
We have confirmed